Hey Leute und herzlich willkommen zurück zu einer neuen Folge Genshin Impact. Es ist wieder ein bisschen was passiert seit der letzten Aufnahme. Unter anderem kommt wieder das ein oder andere Update. Deswegen sind hier auch eine Menge Ausrufezeichen gerade auf dem Bildschirm. Aber die ignoriere ich mal für einen Moment, denn ich habe absolut keine Ahnung mehr, was jetzt meine Aufgabe war. Ich sollte nur noch hier hingehen, das weiß ich. Also, was ist hier los?
Well, since we're going through with this rite of parting, I guess it means that those rumors hit the nail on the head.
Der Adeptenabschied, genau.
So Rex Lapis is really... But they didn't catch the culprit, did they?
Oh, come on. Do
Es
you
gab
think that the assassin could have been a normal person? You know what I think. Shady types is worth anything.
Meint ihr? Was zur Hölle ist gerade mit...
There's only one real possibility in my mind. I've heard that the assassin was that Fatui fellow. Youngish, pretty high in rank. I think they called him Child.
Okay, es war gerade nur etwas seltsam.
The Fatui?
Musste nur kurz gucken.
They certainly are very
Ja,
suspicious.
Child. Mhm.
Who knows what those greedy, crooked folks...
Der Graf Vertergler, den wir schon zusammengeschlagen haben.
Shh! Lower your voice. If the Fatui catch you in their sights, Rex Lapis won't be around to protect you this time.
Ja, schon, aber ich bin noch hier, also, ja.
You know that god from the ocean couldn't have just shown up out of nowhere. I mean, it's been 2,000 years since Rex Lapis subdued it.
Ja.
Yes, and to think that this happened right on the heels of the incident with Rex Lapis, too.
Say, do you think the person who assassinated our lord and released that evil god might have been one and the same?
Now that you mention it, that's very possible. Yes, it's very possible indeed.
Hätte es das sein
it all
können.
fits together. That person must have colluded with the evil god to harm Rex Lapis. Oh, that wicked, black-hearted scoundrel.
Naja, wenn ihr
Still, what
meint...
sort of supernatural prowess must this person possess to be able to do such things? I have never heard of such a person in all my years.
Also die Fatui haben schon ihre
Forget it.
Ressourcen.
Guessing's no use to us. Look, the Millilith over there looks like he's about to make an announcement. Let's hear what the Ministry of Civil Affairs has to say first.
Okay, ja, das wird wirklich interessant. Und... Ach du Scheiße. Dann gehen wir einfach mal darüber und hören einfach mal zu, was es hier jetzt gibt, Schönes.
Hear ye all, the Chising's words.
Ja, die Worte der Chishi.
Though a dragon soars ageless as the mountains, it too must return to dust. This is common knowledge. Gods and Adepti live glorious lives, but both light and shadow have their season. So too must they face divinely appointed trials. Rumors and hearsay abound on the streets that Rex Lapis was murdered. Now, let the truth be revealed. Having been thwarted in his trial, Rex Lapis's soul has recouped the celestial heights. He beseeches the people of Liyue to grieve not and to let not their hearts be saddened. Nor are they to believe street-born rumors or indulge in baseless speculation.
Mhm. Alles klar.
Paimon needs a translation on what the Chising's announcement said.
Ja, also, er sagte, dass Rex Lapis natürlich gestorben ist und nicht ermordet wurde.
So that's how they're spinning it.
Mhm.
Something feels off. Why would they suddenly give up looking for the murderer? Not to mention how this excuse sounds like something they just made up on the spot. Could the Chising already have known that Rex Lapis wasn't dead? But Zhongli said that neither they nor the Adepti knew anything. Did Zhongli tell them in secret after his Gnosis changed hands?
Ich glaube, damit hast du dieses Mal nicht den Schwarze getroffen. Aber es könnte sein, tatsächlich.
Exactly, right? Ooh, seems like the rite of parting has been going on for a while now. Let's go have a look.
Ja, schauen wir uns das doch mal am besten an. Wir haben so viel Arbeit dafür geleistet, also Das hat sich ja wirklich über mehrere Parts gestreckt. Aber wo nehme ich mir noch mal das hier alles mit? Meins. Die auf der anderen Seite hole ich mir, wenn ich gehe. Ganyu, Keqing und Ningguang sind alle da, alle drei.
Look, it's Ningguang and Kuching.
Ja.
Are they saying something? Are their speeches over?
As said previously, Rex Lapis's soul returning to the heavens is the end of the contract. And it is also the end of an era.
3,700 years of contracts burnt and reduced to ash.
Naja, alles nimmt mal sein
We,
Ende.
the people of Liyue, were indeed prosperous. But blinded by our prosperity, we forgot that time can be pitiless.
Mhm.
The long, unending dream of our Archon walking among us.
Now that we have awoken from our dream, we must learn to say farewell. Will you stand with us as we re-establish our contracts? As we build a new age of prosperity?
So concludes the words of Her Eminence the Tianquan. Does Her Eminence the Yuheng have anything to add?
Also, Keqing.
Huh? Is she looking this way?
Traveler.
Ja.
Yikes! She really is looking our way.
Ja, hi Keqing, was
Is that
gibt's?
the traveler who they say defeated the ancient god?
Ja.
So young.
The Liyue Qixing always repay their debts. And as you have heard, our eyes see far and our reach is long. Name your price. You
Das ist ja
deserve
alle
that
gemacht.
much.
Whoa.
Ah, nee. Die Schatzkammer. Ich will das Geld aus der Schatzkammer haben. Alle Mora. Aber ich sehe jung aus. Nee.
Well, could you help me put up some missing person posters?
Da hört man den Traveler auch mal reden. Alter, das hört man nicht oft. Das ist wirklich Ether, beziehungsweise wenn er Lumin gewählt hat, Lumin mal was sagen in der Story, wirklich. Ich meine, die haben ihre Voicelines im Charaktermenü und so, aber ja. Ihr sollt mit Leuten
And I
reden.
think I'd put my best perfume on before coming here, thinking you'd like it. But it seems as if those perfumes really were meant to be offered to Rex Lapis.
Yep.
Well, that's fine. Suffer no rivals in love, they say. And that's 3 gone in 1 stroke.
Alles klar. Madame Ping, hi.
As for the mortals and adepti of Liyue, what shape shall our relationship take from now on?
Vielleicht die vor meiner Teekanne. Und ja, du noch.
Rex Lapis. Rex Lapis.
Jetzt sei nicht mal so traurig.
Now that I think about it, if everyone's of the same mind as me, perhaps mementos for Rex Lapis might be the best short-term business opportunity.
Moment. Da ist ja so ein Lied. Hallo, Scheiße, bin ins Wasser getreten. Löhle, wie geht's denn so? Gefällt dir die Zeremonie?
Hey, Zhongli.
Ja, Löhle.
Look at this. Everyone in Liyue is caught up in their emotions, thinking that they'll never see Rex Lapis again. And here you are looking all relaxed.
Sure.
Why would I not feel more at ease after laying down the burden I have borne for 3,700 years? Right. If the two of you can spare the time, I should treat you to a meal at the Xinyue kiosk.
Gerne.
That sounds like big talk, Zhongli. Paimon might have believed you if you were treating us to some third-round knockout, but you'd have to pay out your nose just to stand inside Xinyue kiosk.
Stimmt auch
Are
wieder.
you sure you can afford it?
Garantiert nicht.
You're right. I do like the Mora.
Aber ja, also kurze Frage. Zhongli war ja jetzt schon die ganze Zeit so, aber warum sollte es Morax, dem Gott der Verträge und der das gesamte Mora erschaffen hat, an Mora fehlen?
As the Rex Lapis Morax, I can easily create Mora. But since I have chosen to walk this earth as the mortal Zhongli, I should abide by the same rules that mortals do. When I was journeying with you, though I still had the Gnosis in hand, I knew that I must soon retire from my role as an Archon, so I had to rehearse a little for my new life.
Oh, no wonder. Paimon gets it now. You didn't look at the price tags when we were spending because you've never had to. But since you weren't used to not being able to just make more Mora as and when you wanted to, you had to try becoming a parasite to society who lives off of other people's credit.
Well, we were only spending Fatui money.
Ja.
You don't have to say it like that. In the City of Commerce, we do not merely exchange money or goods. We also exchange knowledge, memories, and foresight, as well as positions, roles, and lives. The Archon Morax could never experience life as the true mortal Zhongli could, no matter how many times he descended to be with his people. I must thank you for that. I will treasure the memories that I made as Zhongli, traveling the streets of Liyue with you.
Ja, es war schon eine schöne Reise, aber gibt es nur ein kleines Problem, was mir gerade so auf den Kopf kommt. Weil Mora ist ja nicht nur zum Handeln gebraucht. Es wird ja auch für Charakterverbesserungen, Waffenverbesserungen und all das als Katalysator gebraucht. Das heißt, es wird verbraucht, auch wirklich. Nicht nur gehandelt, sondern auch wirklich verbraucht. Irgendwann wird Mora ausgehen. Wer macht ein neues? Denn ich glaube, es wird nicht geprägt.
That is true. But there is no journey that does not end. No meetings without partings.
Es wird kein Mora geprägt. Ist es wahr?
thinks that we should make a move and continue our search for the Seven.
I fear that continuing your journey may be difficult. The nation that neighbors Liyue by sea, Inazuma, is presently closed.
Geschlossen?
Yes. The nation has been closed by order of its deity, the Electro-Archon Ball. And just as the people of Liyue preferred to call me Rex Lapis, she too goes by another name among locals in Inazuma.
Aha, und der wäre?
Paimon thinks we've heard that one before. Raiden?
That is the case. And since Raiden is also the shogun of Inazuma, people call her the Raiden Shogun.
Shogun? Was heißt Shogun?
That said, though people at the wharf were saying that the situation in Inazuma is very tense, Paimon doesn't remember that always being the case. It wasn't that bad last year. Zhongli, since you're Rex Lapis, shouldn't you know something about what's happening there? Just how did Inazuma become a closed nation?
It's because of visions.
Was haben jetzt Visions damit zu tun?
When faced with circumstances beyond their control, humans often bemoan their lack of power. But if a person shows true strength of will at a desperate and fateful moment in their life, the gods will look upon them with favor. This is what visions are. Magical foci bestowed upon those who have been acknowledged by the gods.
Ja.
That's how people in Teyvat see it.
Ja.
But starting from last year, the Raiden Shogun began promulgating the Vision Hunt Decree.
Vision Hunt Decree?
Yes. It was an order to seize all visions within Inazuma's borders, and to inlay them upon the hands of the statue of the omnipresent god.
Warum?
You want to seize visions? But why? Aren't visions blessings from the gods?
Ja.
You should think that in the Raiden Shogun's eyes, it is precisely because they are divine blessings that they should be under the sole dominion of divinity.
Whoa,
Aha.
that's harsh.
Ja, sehr.
The Animo Archon is the god of freedom,
Ja,
and the
Venti.
Geo Archon is the god of contracts.
Du.
For her part, the Raiden Shogun is the god of eternity.
Ewigkeit, ah
It
ja.
seems as though she has finally decided to eliminate any unstable elements that could pose a threat to her eternal realm. The fact that even I, the oldest of the seven, have now passed away will only strengthen her resolve to pursue eternity. Knowing her, she must have again quoted that adage she is most fond of when proclaiming that decree to her people. 7 ideals for 7 gods. And of these, eternity is nearest unto the heavenly principles.
Oh Gott, Heavenly Principles. Das haben wir doch... Ich glaube, das habe ich doch schon mal gehört.
All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know?
Boah, okay, jetzt können wir einfach mal fragen, also was mir gerade eingefallen ist, was Mora angeht.
That's right. Zhongli, now that you don't have your gnosis, what's going to happen to all the Mora in Tibet? Since Morax is dead, are they all just gonna disappear? Also, isn't the Golden House the only mint in the entire continent? Will it even continue to work?
The Mora present now will not vanish. But the Golden House will indeed have to cease operations for a lengthy period of time, since creating Mora requires the use of the Geo-Archon's power.
This is terrible! We're all about to run out of Mora! The world is coming to an end!
Yes, this is indeed a major issue from a financial standpoint. Well, I suppose we'll just leave such troublesome matters to the Liyue Qixing to debate.
Ja, wir nehmen das Problem und schieben es woanders hin.
Oh, a private fund. This does seem like a good, logical, common-sense idea.
Ernsthaft?
It's a shame.
That's broke.
What's a shame?
It's a shame that I didn't think of it at the time.
Zhongli is broke.
Was there anything else you wish to know?
Okay, gut, dann zweiter Punkt, der mich jetzt noch brennend interessiert, was ist mit Child, Terterkler, dem Grafen? Fatui.
Before the Qixing made their announcement, we listened to a lot of people talking on the way. Most of them put the blame for everything on Child.
Yeah.
These are indeed false accusations. But it remains undeniably true that Child did send people to the Jade Chamber to prevent the Adepti and the Qixing from defeating the ancient god. I've heard that Ningguang is busy milking that for all it's worth on the foreign relations front at the moment, browbeating the envoys of the Fatui.
Yeah.
Ha! Those poor Snezhnayan diplomats. If it were not for Child's exalted position as a harbinger, I'm certain that they would have shifted all the blame to him and called for his dismissal by now.
Wahrscheinlich.
All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know?
Okay, was die Qixing von Liyue angeht, reden wir mal darüber. Ich habe keine Ahnung, was der Dialog mir jetzt bringt und genauso wenig das Oberste, aber ja.
The time of the Adepti has long passed. If even the Liyue Qixing don't want to face that truth, then what future is there for Liyue? Kuching is absolutely right in saying this. Now, though I did laud Ningguang's desire for power, believing this to be a good thing, and thought as a matter of course that she must have been behind the Qixing's plan to take governing power over Liyue from the hands of the gods and Adepti. Could the original person who brought up the idea of seizing power have been... All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know?
Wen hat da jetzt so einen Kopf, frage ich mich. Fatui? Ja, diesen den
That was
Prozess.
a good one. Failing a divine trial. How they came up with that excuse, I will never know. That said, the reason why the Qixing were so eager to resolve the incident and stop pursuing the culprit was indeed because they received news in secret that Rex Lapis was not dead. I hinted as much to the Adepti as well. How did I accomplish that, you ask? Have you ever heard of this particularly convenient Adepti art known as gifting dreams and visions? All right then. Was there anything else you wished to know?
Alles klar. Ja, ich glaube, damit hätten wir dann alles erstmal geklärt und ich suche mal nach einem Weg nach Inazuma dann wohl. Das ist wahrscheinlich dann unser nächstes Ziel.
Well then, I suppose you'll have to find a way to get inside this closed nation. Have patience. I suspect that some serendipity must first come into play.
So, Abenteuerstufe 30 müssen wir jetzt also erreichen. Na, toll. Ja, ach Gott. Aber wenigstens haben wir Kapitel 1, Akt 3 abgeschlossen. Super, wir können sogar den Geo-Traveler ein bisschen verstärken und ich würde tatsächlich gerne mal auf einen hochgelegenen Punkt gehen. Welcher? Weil als nächstes geht's nach hier hinten. Das ist Inazuma. Sehr nervige Region zum Erkunden. Ich glaube, der Punkt war doch schön hoch, oder? Dann können wir da einmal kurz gucken, ob wir da was sehen können. Und ja, dann muss ich zusehen, was wir machen können. Ach, da hinten sehe ich Sumeru. Die übernächste Nation, ey. Darum geht's mir jetzt gerade gar nicht. Gehen wir mal ein bisschen rüber. Weil ich wüsste jetzt nicht, was wir an Sidequests noch so haben, die wir jetzt so schnell machen könnten. Aber ja. Wenn er nach da hinten guckt. Da hinten ist Inazuma. Inselstaaten. Mehrere kleine Inseln. Und deswegen ist Inazuma wirklich am nervigsten zu erkunden, meiner Meinung nach bisher. Weil, ja, sind Inselstaaten. Kann ich... Ich wünschte manchmal, man könnte die Perspektive. Ah Gott, es ist relativ lange her, dass ich da wegen storytechnischen Gründen musste. Aber Leute, ich habe es ja am Anfang angeschnitten und euch jetzt wahrscheinlich auch die ganze Zeit hier diese roten Ausrufezeichen. Aber ja, wir sind so weit angekommen, dass wir in der Version 4.0 sind. Das heißt, ein paar Primus, danke. Ein paar Rezepte gibt es auch. Danke. Wir sind jetzt noch hier. Ja, okay. Nervt nicht. Achievements können wir uns auch schnell mal abholen hier noch. Und dann gibt es halt eine Menge Sachen hier. Unter anderem... Okay, das hat noch mit dem Spiral Biss zu tun, aber neu. Eine nie der vorhangene Zauberschau fehlt nie. Neue Charaktere. Und zwar aus Fontaine. Ja, Fontaine ist inzwischen schon da zum Zeitpunkt der Aufnahme. Also, ich hänge immer noch weit hinterher. Ganze 2 Nationen muss ich noch durchmachen jetzt. Und ja, ich werde das hier nicht lesen jetzt hier. Garantiert nicht. Aber wir kriegen gratis den ersten Fontaine-Charakter. Was ich sehr nett finde, ist eine Anemo-Einheit. Und ich bin Lynette. Ich bin ja auch nur die ganze Zeit auf dem Traveler, weil ich sonst keine Anemo-Einheit habe, was ich jetzt geändert habe. Okay, so eine Sachen kann ich offscreen machen. Ihr sagt, Fontaine ist jetzt verfügbar, damit auch 2 weitere Weltenbosse. Und Fischen ist jetzt eine Möglichkeit, aber jetzt ist auch die Quest verfügbar. Ich würde sagen, das machen wir, denn ich will die Belohnung dafür haben. Oh, und außerdem ist dann noch ein bisschen was. Da hat sich eine Menge geöffnet. Halleluja, okay, wir haben doch eine Menge Sachen. Aber ich würde jetzt erstmal noch für den restlichen Part das machen. Dazu müssen wir nur nach da unten. Also, runter geht's, runter geht's, runter geht's. Ich werde dafür sorgen, dass die Ausrufezeichen nach der Aufnahme weg sind. Ich wollte nur, dass ihr ein bisschen Augen darauf habt, dass es euch auch auffällt, okay? Ich weiß, ich hätte auch einfach sagen können, ja, hat sich nichts verändert, aber... Naja. Mal sehen, wie schnell ich hinterherkomme. Also wir sollen uns jetzt mal mit Madame Ping unterhalten noch, also gut. Mir hier den restlichen Quatsch. Ah, startet automatisch, danke.
children, come, come. You've arrived at just the right moment. I've been looking for you.
Ja, hi.
What is it, Granny? Need any help?
Hallöchen, Madame Pink. Was gibt's denn?
No. You've done so much for Liyue Harbor already. I could hardly ask for more. In fact, my old friends and I have been putting our heads together to think of what sort of gift we might give you in return.
Aha.
Gift? For Paimon?
Also, das ist wirklich viel zu freundlich.
Oh, child, you are so very modest. Uncommonly so, even. But you mustn't decline this gift. I simply won't allow it.
Okay.
When you traversed my old teapot in search of the cleansing bell, I heard your little friend mention that you often camp out in the wilds.
Ja.
That simply won't do. Especially since I imagine you still have a very long journey ahead of you. Fortunately, I have not yet grown so old as to see my subspace creation abilities atrophy.
Raumschaffung ist das was?
Did my friends never mention that to you?
Nee.
Well then, it is a blessing we old folks once received from Rex Lapis, part of our illumination, if you will.
Aha.
I will not go into too much detail, but subspace creation is the ability to create a small, autonomous pocket world. The teapot that you entered previously was a little trinket created using that ability.
Eine kleine Spielerei, also. Ja, gut.
So, in the eyes of an Adeptus, creating a magic teapot world is just child's play, huh?
Anscheinend.
Indeed, the teapot is nothing to boast of. One such as myself must depart from this realm to create a world of one's own. Rex Lapis, on the other hand, moved mountains and seas. That is what one might call an exercise of true power. But
Hallelujah.
that's enough nostalgia for now. The gift that I have prepared for you just requires a few final materials to add the finishing touch.
Was fehlt denn noch an Materialien?
That's right. Finding stuff's what we're good at, after all.
Wir werden sie finden, sicherlich.
Oh, settle down now, children. There's no need for you to go running hither and thither. I have already found a fleet-footed youngster to prepare what I need. What's more, I doubt that you would know how to find the materials I am searching for. Some of them are very rare indeed these days.
Ah, und das wären was für Materialien?
Well, for starters, I require some shimmer soil from the banks of Dihua Marsh. Back in the day, it could only be found where the glaze lilies thrived most profusely. You would have to dig downward, following the roots of the glaze lilies, and if you were lucky enough, you just might find a small patch of shimmer soil there. But almost no one has been able to find shimmer soil in this manner since Dihua Marsh came to be the way it is today. Even more difficult to find is smaragdus jadeite, which must be chiseled from the rock of the chasm. Or so it used to be. Ever since the Blackcliff Forge opened for business, they've slowly but surely stripped the mines all but completely bare of it.
Ach du
In any
Scheiße.
case, smaragdus jadeite is an adepti treasure, and the adeptal power within is not something that most humans can withstand. Extended contact with it is, in fact, harmful to humans.
Oh.
Goodness knows if that child will succeed in finding these items.
Ja, wer ist denn dieses Kind?
Well, since you're an Adeptus, Granny, the person you asked for help, they must be an Adeptus too, right?
Wahrscheinlich.
Yes. I suppose she does count as an Adeptus.
Sie.
Counts? How come there are so many Adepti in Liyue Harbor? We seem to bump into them all the time. It feels
Ja.
like even when you go out to eat, you could be sitting next to an Adeptus and never even know it.
So ist es wahrscheinlich auch.
Maybe so. Who can say? A fair few of my old friends are rather fond of mundane mortal life, after all.
I'm back, Granny.
Oh.
I don't believe we've met.
Hallo?
Allow me to do the honors. This child here is Yen Fei. She's the one helping run some errands for me. Yen Fei, I believe you already heard of the traveler and his traveling companion.
Hallöle.
Of course, who hasn't? Much has been written about you in the Millilith's records. You became one of Liyue's most wanted after the Millilith marked you as a suspect following the incident at the Rite of Dissension. After which, you fought off the Millilith at Julian Karst and made contact with the Fatui. Before finally defeating an ancient god together with Granny and her associates, and subsequently being cleared of any and all suspicion by the Qixing. What a shame.
Schade, was ist daran? Schade, die Namen gereinigt zu kriegen.
A shame that we didn't meet sooner.
Oh,
If we
okay.
had, well, I can't say that I would have been able to clear you of suspicion immediately, but it certainly would have been less, embarrassing for you. Allow me to introduce myself once more. I'm Yenfei, a legal advisor. Got a legal problem? You can come right to me. Oh, yes, here's my business card. You'll find it has my contact details and office address. Keep it handy. If you have an urgent issue, just leave me a note at this address. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention, I offer a very generous discount for first-time customers.
All right, Yenfei, all right. Let's get to the business at hand. I do not think these two are in any dire need of legal assistance at the moment. You'll have to excuse Yenfei. She's always been like this. Ever the talkative one when it comes to her own affairs.
Also ich glaube, die Frage kann ich mir ein bisschen sparen bei den Hörnern und den Schuppen, die sie hat. Ja gut, sie hat eine Pyrovision, wozu bräuchte eine Adepten Visions, aber sie hat Schuppen und Hörner, also ich nehme mal stark an, sie ist ein Adepte. Wozu diese Frage?
Question. You seem really different from the ones we've met before.
Ja,
An Adeptus? I guess. Kinda. My old man said he was one anyway. He mentioned that he once campaigned with Rex Lapis for a long old time, and then after that was all over, he went back and married my mom. They had me, and once I was all grown up, the two of them upped and left on a journey, leaving me with Granny here.
Ah, ja, okay.
Well, that's a bit casual for an Adeptus. Aren't you guys supposed to sign solemn contracts to protect Liyue Harbor and all that stuff? What do you mean he just went back to get married?
Well, my dad did say that he'd talked it through with Rex Lapis and that he was fine with it. Even contributed towards the wedding gift, apparently. Anyway, let's not dwell on that too much. So, Granny, I've gotten a hold of most of the stuff you asked for, except for Smaragdus Jadeite. I couldn't find any at all.
Is that so? But Smaragdus Jadeite is really rather essential. Yenfei, are you sure you can't find some other way? They have helped Liyue greatly, after all. It is only right that they are duly rewarded.
I know, Granny, you've told me 1,000 times already. Well, the chasm's definitely a no-go, but there's still a chance we can figure out some alternative means of procurement. Hold on a moment. Let me have a look.
Okay. Also die guckt in diesem ganz schön dicken Buch.
That's a really thick book. What kind of things do you write in there?
Commercial consultancy. Or Snezhnaya. Ah, found him. Krusel. A Snezhnayan merchant who once came to me with some legal queries on certain articles in the legal codices. If my memory serves, all of them had to do with rare ores. He mentioned that he was considering acquiring some Smaragdus Jadeite to make hairpins, and wanted to know if there were any legal ramifications that he should be aware of. Said he was planning to sell them in Snezhnaya. So, I guess I'll go look for him. With any luck, he'll have gotten his hands on some Smaragdus Jadeite, or might have an idea of where we can find some.
Ja, die ganz ehrlich, wir können gleich auch mitkommen. Ja, kein Problem.
Oh, you want to join me? I suppose that's no problem, but it's best if you just stand by and watch. If you try to get involved, you'll only risk placing yourself in legal jeopardy.
Okay.
Wow. An Adeptus imploring us to avoid incurring legal liability. Well, that's a first for sure.
Ja, auf jeden Fall.
Be a little more careful than usual while we're with her.
Okay, ja, Leute, das machen wir dann im nächsten Part, aber ich muss sagen, Yanfei verdammt guter DPS. War lange Zeit mein Main DPS, aber ja. Dann machen wir das im nächsten Part. Dann ist heißt der nächste Part wahrscheinlich Better Call Yanfei. Und ja, Leute, danke fürs Zuschauen, ich hoffe, ihr hattet Spaß und ciao, bis zum nächsten Mal bei Genshin Impact. Ciao.